just be like, it is 7:34.
Oh, and we are live, party people. First off, I hate when people say that, but I've
Party
been hearing
people.
it so much all week. It's crazy. Party people. I'm just like, if I hear another person say something about party people, because we ain't partying right now, we actually chilling, or we actually at work or something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, welcome to the Speaking in the Spirit podcast. It's me, your favorite confidence coach, Amber Nicole. As you know, I am here to empower all women. I'm here to make sure that you do your best and be your best self every single day, whether you're in a relationship or not, that you are showing up for you, sis. Okay. I'm going to hand it to my girl. Let her
Okay.
introduce herself.
Hey y'all, I'm V Camille, the creativepreneur, achieving her best life, one dream at a time, whether it's singing, writing, or modeling, and probably more to come.
Oh, I love that.
Hey,
Hey,
welcome.
bestie. Look at her. She don't be getting on. She usually don't get on here. I'm so glad to see you, girl.
Yes.
All right.
Feel free
So
to comment as we talk about things that hit you. Just say that part and let us know what you think.
there you go. There you go. So we are going to start with a praise report. You guys know how we always start with a praise report. When we get on, we got to start with some positivity, of course.
Of
So
course.
each of us always have a praise report about how whatever growth we may have had during the week, something that's good that's happening in our life, a revelation that may have happened. And so I always make Vika me start. So I'm actually gonna go first this time because I'm always like, "What you got, girl?"
What?
I
Okay,
always
go
let her
ahead.
go first. So I'm actually gonna go first this week. And it's I really because usually I let her talk, so I'm thinking of something. But this week I actually have something this time.
Awesome.
All right.
Take the floor.
So my praise report this week is so this week I have been actually doing a 10-day Daniel fast. And it's a
Okay.
community fast, which is why I'm able to speak about it. Because most fasts you supposed if you're doing it privately, you do it to yourself. But it's a community fast, so I'm doing it within a community. So a lot of people within the sanctuary community knows about it. So we're doing this 10-day fast. And with the 10-day fast, we're fasting from processed food, sugar, carbs, all of the stuff that's not good for you. And basically, we're doing fruits, wheats, and vegetables and water only, literally only water. That's it, like nothing else. And you can't even put no sweetener in no water. Where usually I drink a lot of water, but I usually like add sweetener to it. It's like none of that fake sweetener stuff. Literally, you drinking water, sis. If you want to put some fruit in there, you can do
Okay.
that,
I
but
like
you're
it.
not putting no sweetener. So I've been actually drinking warm water because it's better for you. You know what I'm saying? Cold water slows down your metabolism, which I've learned. I didn't know that, but I've learned from a nutritionist that cold water slows your metabolism down. And the only time you should drink cold water is to regulate your temperature if you're very, very hot. But if you're not hot, but anyways, we're not here about nutrition. Okay, so anyway, so I'm doing the 10-day fast, and on the fast, you're supposed to have, like with the Daniel fast, this breakthrough on the other side, be an expectation of something after these 10 days because I've sacrificed my body of sugar because your girl is addicted to sugar. I've been addicted to sugar for very, very many years. I've heard sugar is more addicted than drugs, and I believe it.
Yeah.
So
For
I love
sure.
me some ice cream. I love me some cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Especially the light Oreos. Just sound good thinking about it. All right. Anyway, so all right.
Um,
Anyway, so while I'm doing this fast, I'm getting in my word. I'm reading the Bible more, and I'm praying and meditating and being intentional about praying and meditating. Praying multiple times a day, and the Lord's been waking me up at all hours of the night. Sometimes 3, sometimes 4. And when I wake up, I get up, go to the bathroom, and I pray and I meditate during that time, which is usually the best time for me, anyways, because everybody's sleeping. There's no noise in the house, right? Okay,
mhm.
so I'm doing the fast, and as I'm like in my meditation, like the Lord's like literally been speaking to me about how, thank you for doing this because your breakthrough is on the other side. And then yesterday, because I'm journaling as I'm going through it each day, I'm
Ooh.
journaling things that come to me, how I'm feeling and how I'm feeling like a breakthrough. And yesterday, as I was writing, it came to me like what are you expecting? Because I heard the Lord say, well, what are you expecting? Because there's no point in fasting if you don't have an expectation on the other side. Then you're just doing it for no reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I expect a financial breakthrough, right? You know, the typical, you know, I'm want a house, Lord. I'm tired of living in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? I want a better
Yeah.
car, you know, those types of things. But as I'm writing yesterday, I started getting this thought to be like, I want to start helping women in like corporate America
Hmm.
with their confidence, because we know that
Okay.
corporate America is a male dominated, you
Right.
know, industry, right?
Hmm.
But women are there. I'm not saying no women are dominating, but I'm saying for the most part, even the women that are dominating, the men are still getting more money, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to, it kept coming to me like, okay, you want to speak to women, or you want to do like African American women. You know how they have like in companies where they have a specific like African American section where they do classes for them sometimes. I've seen that multiple times where they'll have an African American woman usually that runs that part, and then she gets to do whatever within the company. She gets so much money to do whatever for the other women, whether that be a course that they host, or they have speaking engagements, or something along those lines that's helping them be better and evolve. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it starts speaking to me to say, or I want to be involved in that. I start saying, or I want to be able to travel, you know, the United States or the world, whatever, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be a speaker, to speak to them about confidence and about how important it is to be confident, especially in when there's a lot of men around you. Don't cower, don't sit down, you stand up and you be firm in who you are, no matter what it is. And I literally,
Right.
that all that was coming to me, and I never thought about that before. That was never something I
Mm.
said about where I was going. I always thought about coaching, but
Yeah.
never about coaching successful women, I guess to say. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
it was more about the women who were kind of needy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yesterday, the Lord had spoke to me and said that it's not that you can't help those women, but the women that I need you to help is the women that are already successful, the women who have made
Mm.
maybe 100,000 but they can't break it to 200,000, or maybe they made 80,000 but they can't get to that six-figure mark because there's something stopping, and there's something, you know what I'm saying? So it was like
Yeah.
those types of women who are successful, who are already driven, who are already taking care of themselves. So then I'm thinking to myself, imagining me being in a room like that before, you know, years ago, not even years ago, I would say last year, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine being in a room full of that many women, you know,
Yeah.
40, 50, 60 women, you know, I'm talking about a corporate position. But now I'm just like,
Mhm.
I know I can walk in a room and own it. As
Yeah.
I'm fasting and growing in this, I'm also gaining confidence within me, within my business, within who I am, that I am capable of. So my praise reports, all I said all of that. That was a long praise report, but my praise report is the fact that I am growing in my confidence as a confident coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing in who I am. I'm
Yeah.
speaking up more about what I want in my business, and saying that
Hmm.
I deserve that. I can have that. It's not
For
just
sure.
for the celebrities or the people who already got so much money, that I deserve that as well, because God is
Right.
no respecter of people. And while I always said that, I finally, my mind and my heart has finally come in alignment with that.
Hmm.
So that is my long praise report.
So, sidebar, I'm sorry. I just want to get this out of the way. When you mentioned Oreos, I was like, have you tried the fudge covered Oreos? Anywho,
I have not.
okay, you got to when you're off the fast. Anywho, what I love about the fasting is that the
Oh,
breakthrough,
no meat too. Meat free.
you know, I meant to look at the fast and join with y'all. Then I thought about it and was like, yeah, not right now. Anywho, the breakthrough, what I am hearing about that is your breakthrough is taking a limit off of what God can do for your life, your business, and that is crazy. Like it's that will be opening like so many doors. Like when you talked about being in rooms of like 50 to 60 corporate, I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking TED Talks. I'm thinking
Mm,
like, you know,
yes.
I'm seeing, excuse me, not thinking, I'm seeing Um, I just think towards the end of it, because you're not done yet, right? There's a couple more days left.
Yeah, today's day 5, so we still got 5
Today's
more
day
days to
5.
go. Hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking if like you work with the Lord with that and say, is this the direction you're taking me in, and is this what you want me to, follow? I'm there. Like
Right.
I can't wait to see it. Because I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be like, that's my girl. But I'm
Hey,
very, yeah, I'm very proud of it. That's awesome. Um,
thank
my
you.
praise report, of course, of course. My praise report is the Lord's been working on me. We not at the fast. Well, I do fast. I just, it's not my time right now. But what I wanted to talk about is how he's working on me doing things that I don't want to do.
Mm.
So, like to basically clarify is I'm a lazy person. Like
A lot
I
of people are.
yes, I procrastinate. I'm late. I was a lazy person. I didn't like to help around the house. Like it's just it wasn't me, right? So lately I've been noticing, even though it's something that I don't want to do or I feel like I don't want to do it, I still do it. And I feel like this is something that you talked about recently in one of our episodes too. And I was just like, Lord, like who am I? I don't even recognize me anymore.
Mm. I said
I'm
that
like,
last
I
week.
don't, yes, yes, I don't even recognize myself anymore. And I think the gist of it, like the basic theme of it is being a servant. And that is something that I'm practicing. I'm practicing serving others and, not always thinking of myself first. I'm doing my best to water my grass, and that means taking care of my family, trying to cultivate better relationships, making sure my P's and Q's are together, and I'm dotting my I's,
Yeah.
crossing my T's, and keeping up with work, keeping up with my side stuff, like it's just my life has changed drastically in 5 years, I would say.
Hmm.
And daily is changing, my thought process, what I'm experiencing is different. I can be present, or I can snatch myself out of thinking in the past, thinking on unclean things, if you will, and bring myself back to my reality, making sure that me going forward is going to be a flourishing environment rather than a I shoulda, coulda, woulda environment. So yeah, I just want to praise God for that because I never thought it could happen. I didn't even
Hmm.
know it could happen. That I'll
Mm.
say that I didn't even know it was a possibility. So I thank God for the being a God of possibilities.
Yes, Lord. Amen. That's great. That's great. The fact that you're just aware of the changes that you've made and that you're honoring that, like that's good because that's what God wants to see from you is you honor that you're changing me and we're working together. We're collaborating. And with
Right.
our collaboration, I'm growing from that. So, and I've
Mm-hmm.
seen the change in you. I've already said that to you before. I've seen the change in you from was it 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, to now.
Mm-hmm. It was
So,
4. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, 4 years
Mhm.
ago. All right. So now, after all of that's, we're gonna get into the topic of the day.
Topic of the day.
This
Hey,
is a topic
topic
that
of
is
the
so
day.
needed. I've talked about this with some of my friends or whatever, and they've explained to this to you. But the topic of the day, guys, is the path to femininity. The path, because we literally have to learn how to get back there again. We ain't so many of us aren't there anymore. We're more on the masculine side now, you know what I'm saying? So the path of getting back to the natural woman femininity of who we are, it takes work. And that's actually tough for me to even say that it takes work for me to go back to my natural self who God made me. I have
Mm,
to work at going back to that. So
yeah.
I want to talk to you guys first. For you first, you got first of all, I want to talk about like what is femininity? Like what are we thinking about when we say femininity? First, it is just it is who you are. It is who we're naturally supposed to be, like I just said. But I'm gonna speak about some traits of what femininity is. I got this offline. So femininity is nurturing, sensitivity, sweetness, supportiveness, gentle, warmth, expressiveness, humility, empathy, affectionate, tenderness, all that soft, being
Mm.
emotional. Ooh, that's a big one because emotions where? Unless I'm mad,
You got
kind,
work. You
helpful,
got work to do.
understanding. Yes. And when I first seen these, when I first seen
Yeah.
these, the instant thing I thought to myself was weakness, 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 that's all I kept seeing is weakness.
Really?
But the reason why I'm not here anymore in feeling like these are weak, but I am here in knowing that I was there. You do you understand what I'm saying?
I actually want
Meaning,
you to expound on that.
so there was a point in time because I feel like I always say it's the Capricorn in me because we are so aloof. Like I don't want to show that sensitive, and I hate
Mm.
seeing weakness in other people. So when I
Mm.
see sensitivity and warm and kind, all that, it's just like, ugh. Like that. I'm not so much there anymore. I
Okay.
have definitely lost my femininity based on that. Yes, yes, because this is how God made us. So now, as I'm learning what is femininity, what does that mean? How did it get lost? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Now I've learned that my femininity was lost when my innocence was taken as a child, right? I
Mm.
lost it then. My femininity was lost when I had to take care of my siblings because basically became a mother at 12 years old to my siblings, outside of my
Mhm.
own child, but to my siblings. So I naturally had to learn this toughness and this mother figure, mama bear mode with my siblings at 12. I realized that's where it started, right?
Mhm.
And then from there it went into getting into bad relationships. um she said, I feel
Mm.
like I have allowed others to rob me of mine. Yes, yes, I'm gonna talk about
Yeah.
that tonight. Miss T Stoner, I'm gonna talk about that tonight. So I got into relationships and I allowed men
Exactly.
to take
Building
that
up our
from me.
exterior.
And
Mhm.
instead of walking away, right? Instead of saying, you know what? I am not honoring myself by being with you. I toughened up. Oh, you
Yeah.
think you can do this to me? Try me. Oh, you
Mhm.
think? Try me. So I became like a
Mhm.
man almost. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
for
I
sure.
fight you. Like I'm not no punk. Like that's who I became because there's no way I'm about to let you just sit here and run over me
Yeah.
instead of leaving. Instead of
Yeah.
saying I don't deserve this, you're forcing me to be who I'm not supposed to be. I stayed and toughened up.
Yeah.
I can't be
Mhm.
soft with you. I got to protect myself with you, right? I got
Yeah.
to protect my heart. I got to protect my body because if I choose to stay in this, which I did, I choose to stay in this. Therefore, I have to choose to protect myself because you don't know how to take care of me properly. So I got to take care of myself, and the best way I can do that is by toughening up myself, to hardening my heart in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Hardening
Mhm.
who I am, taking care of business. I'm good. I'm good,
Yeah.
bro. You find I'm good. Instead of being able to be expressive, like that says, I
Mhm.
don't like this. This hurts my feelings. I don't like how this makes me feel. And then if I'm continuing that, right? I'm
Yeah.
doing that now, though. By the way, but I didn't do that before. I didn't do that. This
Oh,
really
okay,
hurts.
got it.
This really
Yeah.
hurts my feelings that you do this. What is
Right.
feelings? I don't got them. I'm mad. That was me. You know what I'm saying?
Get out my face.
Yes, yes,
Don't
Tanae. You
care.
had to build this hard exterior, like I'm tough now. And when
Yeah.
when women, and so many women have gone through this, which is why, I just heard Iyanla Vanzant because I was rewatching her last season of her episodes of Fix My Life, and she was doing
Okay.
an episode with women, and she said today's women are men in skirts.
Ouch. Ouch.
We are because we are all, we taking
Mhm.
care of the bills in the house. We taking care of the kids by ourselves. We working however many jobs or starting business. We bossing up. We're taking
Mhm.
care of ourselves. We don't have anyone to fall back on. We don't have the
Yeah.
man to allow us to let loose and be soft and be feminine anymore. I gotta toughen up because I got shit I gotta take care of, right? I have to.
Right.
There's no way I can be soft. By the way,
Yeah.
that's not true.
It is not
It's
true.
not true.
What I am hearing is that a lot of us, we went through trauma as a young person, whether we were teenagers, whether we were younger, whatever, it has played a part into how we navigate through the world. And yes, building a hard exterior is part of that. And I think we talked about this last week. Having that hard exterior, you're not allowing yourself the space to flourish as into who you are
Yes.
because you're trying to protect yourself.
Yes.
Your the focus and the energy is in a protective status, or excuse me, energy, that you're not able to, at least for me, I don't know, I can't really speak for everybody else, but when I noticed that I had that masculine energy, it was because I was like, I gotta protect myself. Like, I don't, and I'm out and about. I don't want nobody messing with me. So I put on this like macho swag, if you will, if you will,
Mhm, mhm,
persona, and I walk and I just go about my business. Like, don't fuck with me. Like, basically, point blank.
mhm.
Um, but when I realized, like, I can't be putting my energy in that and figuring out who I am in my just me as a whole, as a base, because of that past trauma. From that past trauma, I wasn't thinking about who is Valencia at her core. What is Valencia like? What is Valencia, what drives Valencia? I wasn't embracing who I was. I was just being. And
Mhm.
that reminds me of Drake. He's like, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And that's
Yes.
that's some real shit. Like,
It is
if you're so
real.
busy protecting yourself, you're not living. You are
Mm-mm.
not living.
You
You're
are
over
in
here
survival
living
mode.
exactly survival mode, not, I'm living my best life mode, which is why I really like that song, because, it gets you out of that essence, that atmosphere of protecting yourself. But I really like that, because I was looking up Empowered to article. Basically it was like a blog for embracing feminine energy, and
Mhm.
the one that really hit me was basically being proud of being a woman. That's one of like the steps to, the path to femininity, is embracing who you are as a woman, not needing a man to validate you. So like, this is what she said. She said, I forgot to get her name. I'm sorry, but don't live for male validation. I don't know if me and you were just talking that sidebar, if we talked about that last week. Don't look for male validation because it's not needed. You are who you are regardless of anyone around.
Mhm.
Live to please yourself and honor that promise. So basically, just enjoy who you are. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Like, don't compare yourself. Just figure out what makes you tick and what makes you you, because we are all individuals and unique. That is something that is, special to us. And if you're acting like someone else, you're not, being the full essence of who you are. And I just want to read a little scripture.
Go ahead.
So this actually pertains to First Peter 3:2-5. So when they see your respectful and pure conduct, do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair, and the putting on of gold jewelry, or the clothing you wear. Hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. For this is how the holy women who hoped in God used to adorn themselves by submitting to their own husbands. So that part is, I feel like, steps to being feminine. And you can continue. I could just keep talking about that one
Okay.
topic, but like it's real. It's, I just hate that like so many of us have to be women, men in skirts. You know,
Yeah.
nobody taught us be like, yeah, they say be who you are, da da da. How cliche was that growing up? You know, you was like,
Mhm.
what are you talking about? I am who I am, but that's the defense right there. You trying to protect yourself, you know, like I just wish, you know, I hope there are younger women listening to us now and can
Yes.
understand what we are talking about and, you know, can relate to some of our experiences.
Yes. So I also want to talk about that there is areas where masculinity is needed for women, right? There is, because you don't want to be soft and vulnerable everywhere you go, because then you just get taken advantage of, right? So there is
Mhm.
areas where you do need to be masculine. You need to be like, you know, and a lot of times I really only find that though that you should be that way is in business. In
Mm,
business. You need to be a
yeah.
boss in business. You can be a feminine boss though. You can be, you know, but you still need to, my yes and my no is my no, and I'm not wavering in it, just like men do. You need to, we
Mm,
still need to learn how to be that when we're in business and when we're working. But when we're with our friends, you know, when we're with our man, when we're operating in the world, we need to learn how to be more feminine. And remember, we already talked about April Mason. You actually put me on April Mason, by the way, because I had never even heard of her. But you know, I remember listening to April Mason, and she was talking about how she kind of commands men to do things. Like she talked about how she put a clip out there and she was at a speaking engagement and she had to walk upstairs and all the women was just walking up the stairs by themselves. But her, she there was a man that was like not far from there, and she asked him, can he help her up the stairs? And he
mm,
said, that's what women don't do. I can do this by myself, I'm good. Instead of going over to the man and saying, can you do this? And he helped. And then she was like, and because she
yeah.
did that, every man, I mean, not every man, sorry, every woman after that, that man was there to help him up the stairs. But it was because she asked him, she said, what is it? What's the word I want to say? Set him on notice, kind of. I can't think of the word I actually
Set
want
them
to
in
say.
motion,
There you go. She
kind
set him
of.
in motion, and now
Yeah.
he's operating and doing that because he was like, "Oh, it's okay for me to do this." Right?
Hmm.
There's some stuff you shouldn't have to do, but there's some stuff they do got to be taught because they just ain't never been taught. Period. Their mama didn't teach them how to be gentlemen. The dad didn't teach them how to be gentlemen. Their friends is definitely not teaching them that. So I have to teach you how to be this way and make you do this. You know what I'm saying? So so then
Hmm.
she was like, she also talked about how like if a man comes up and asks me, can I help you with that? You know, you need some help. And as women, oh, I'm good, I got this. No, thank you. She said, no, I'll have one bag coming out of Publix. And if a man asks me, can he help me? I say yes. I
Oh,
say
that's so funny.
yes. I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes. She was like, because the problem is we keep taking so much on ourselves when there's men around us that will help us. It don't necessarily got to be your man, you know. She was like, there's been a couple times where I've been at the gas station and a man had asked me, could he pump my gas? And most women will be no, because we are like you was talking about, I'm protecting myself. I don't know what you want from me. What you want
Mhm.
from me? She was like, I knew he wanted money, is what she said. She was like, I knew he wanted some money. I didn't have no problem with giving it. You know what I'm saying? A few dollars. It wasn't like a lot, you know, 5, 10,
Yeah.
$20, whatever. She was like, I knew he wanted some money or whatever. And that's why he asked. But I still allow him to be a gentleman and do that for me, right?
Mm.
Instead of shutting him down. Nope, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need nothing. I'm good. I don't need help. I'm fine. You know, and that's what we do. But then we get stressed out when we got so much on our plate. I got I'm doing so much. I don't have nobody to help me. But we're not thinking about the few little times that we may have had somebody that asked us to help and we turned them down and said, no, I'm good. Instead of saying,
Yeah.
yes, I need help.
Yeah, that's so true. Like I swear, if I have one bag, I'm like, nigga, get away from me.
See?
Because when I
There you
got
go.
office bags, ain't nobody nowhere to be found. I'd be like, where are these men saying they want to help? Huh? Where are they? But when I got that one with like 3 things in it, it's super light. I'm like, I'm used to putting bags on my
All up
entire
your arms.
arm
So you one trip,
with the baby.
struggling.
Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. But like you like I got this. Like I'm strong. Like, but what I hate is there needs to be some sort of balance because yes, we are strong, but we don't always have to work in it. Like we have
Yes.
to allow them that space to be the strength at the time, and like we could save our energy for something else. Like that's what I need to work on. And there was one other example that I wanted to talk about, but that grocery bag one, I'm like, but yeah, I need to let the men, help me out. And that's what I wanted to say because I researched this. There was, I can't remember what the name of the article is. I'm so sorry, guys. It's like the 4 energies of like masculine and feminine. So it's like 2 per yin and yang. So, which I didn't even know yin was for feminine energy and yang was for masculine energy. I was like, what?
I didn't know
I
that
just
either.
thought it was a
I just knew
symbol.
yin and yang.
Yeah, I thought it was a symbol for harmony. And I was
Oh,
like,
yes.
oh,
Yes, right.
which I mean, technically it still is, but it's like that balance of having both. But what I got from that article is where giving is masculine and receiving is feminine. And I was like, oh
Oh,
my. I'm like,
yes.
that is
Wow.
huge. I was like, I gotta be better at receiving. And we just
Yes.
talked about that last week with accepting genuine love. Like, not necessarily it's the same thing, but it has similarities. So I was just like, receiving is feminine. I'm like, so I do need to be, accepting the help when they offer, even if it's, the most mundane things that I feel like I can do myself and I could do better, to be honest. Like, and that's another hard thing is like that's probably part of my protection. Like I know I can do better than you at this, and I shouldn't be thinking like that. I should be.
I actually had a woman that kind of said that. When I was listening to the thing, she kind of said that. She was
Yeah.
like,
Excuse me,
she
everybody.
was like, it's very hard for me to submit to a man if I'm doing better than him. How
Mm,
can you tell me what to do and I'm doing better than you doing at this? Like,
mm,
but and Iyanla's her comeback was, so then why would you be a man? Why would you be with a man like that? Because obviously you don't respect him. You don't respect
mm.
being able to submit to him. You don't respect what he says to you.
Yeah.
So it always comes back to you, to us, with our decision making. She was like,
Yeah.
y'all point the fingers at the dudes, but it's you. You say all men cheat. Well, why you got all these dogs on your porch?
Girl,
You if
stuck.
because
I'm stuck.
that means you surrounding yourself by a bunch of men that cheat and you're not putting yourself in an environment or in an area where there are men that don't, because that's not the truth. All men don't cheat. It's not the truth that all men are
Right.
disrespectful. It's not the truth that you
Exactly.
can't be safe and secure with someone. The problem is, though, the men that you are choosing, you can't be safe and secure with the
Right.
choices you are making. So it's not about the man, it's about you, because you don't have to be with him if he doesn't allow you to be safe and secure. You don't have to stay in that relationship if you feel like you got to toughen up and you can't be soft and now I got to take care of everything. If he's not allowing you to operate in your masculine, not mass, sorry, in your femininity, that's not the man for you.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just, it's just not.
It's not. And you're bringing up a really good point on your own mindset, because I will say that is one of the reasons I am single right now, because when I see a man on the street, my first instinct is protection, like protecting myself on he only wants one thing. He again, I could probably do it better than him, or like, just like certain things that are already in my mind before I even get to know the man, before I even talk to him. And I'm like, ooh, that's something that's very toxic. That is very toxic because, you know, I'm bringing my past into my future, into my present, and that's something that is not.
Yes.
It's not okay. Nothing can thrive in that kind of environment. And okay, I will say not all men. I think that because some I'm like, oh, he seems like on the up and up, and then I see the ring on his finger, and I was like, that's why I'm getting that vibe from you. But it's like that is something that I'm working on because it's not only affecting like relationships with guys like that. There's also, ingrained mindsets that I have with women. And I'm like, that it's probably, based on the same scenario of just like, past traumas and, not working through them, not realizing like, hey, this person is someone entirely new. Yes, they have similar, what do you call it?
Characteristics, maybe.
Characteristics, exactly, but they're not the same person. They have a different, upbringing, different culture, whatever have you. It, they don't deserve that treatment, and I feel like that is something that i I feel like I'm not the only one that struggles with that, especially like when you
No.
see people talking about single guys talking about who they're dating. I can't remember. I meant to look that up. I just saw, was it Black? No, I'm gonna have to write it in the comments because I can't remember. But basically, it was a man. He was interviewing three single guys, and they were just saying like all the women that they was dating was after like put me on. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to love stuff like that. So I feel like we're all tainted in our outlook of people, and I don't think it's fair. I feel like that's one of the aspects of why dating is point blank terrible right now. They say it's terrible in these streets. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
that's
because
true.
we're all operating out of,
All
brokenness.
operating out of your own lack of healing.
Mm,
Like
mhm,
when I tell you how I've learned over the last few years the importance of healing who you are, because here's what happens. Here's why I realized like why I stayed in the relationships with abusive men. It's because I felt it was this level of unworthiness. And maybe
mm,
you wouldn't say that, but it was this level of I believe this is as good as it gets
ooh, yeah.
because I haven't seen better. I haven't
Mm,
in, I haven't seen better in my household, and I haven't been intentional about introducing myself to better.
yeah,
So
for sure.
because of that, I believe I'm not worthy of finding anything better. So I believe this is all I deserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work so hard at loving him so much more so that he can validate who I am as a woman and approve of me, and you choose me. You choose me because
Mm,
now I won, because now my love has shown you to treat me right? Because I'm not
yeah.
worthy, versus like I said before, versus me saying I know my value, I know who I am, I know what I deserve, and because of that reason I'm going to walk away from this. And
Yeah.
maybe it may hurt, but how can I say I love someone who treats me the way you treat me? That's not love. How can I say I love you when you are disrespecting me, when you're putting your hands on me, when you're cheating, when you not taking care of the household, when I'm doing everything by myself and you're lazy and you're doing nothing? How can what do
Yeah.
I love about you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What qualities can I say I really love about you? Oh, but I love him. You love what? You
Hmm.
love what? No, you just
Right.
was happy to be with. I was just happy to have somebody. That was it. I don't want to be alone. I want to feel like I matter. And I only feel like I matter when I'm in a relationship. When I'm
Mhm.
single, I don't feel like I matter anymore. That's how I felt when I was in that relationship.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when I was in it, I didn't know all that. You know what I'm saying? Duh. You know what I'm saying? It took me, going to therapy and getting coaching. It took, getting spiritual coaching. I got like 3 different mentors that I talked to. It took me doing all that, watching YouTube videos every single day. It took me doing
Mhm.
all that. And it'll be 6 years this year. So it took me 6 years of all of that unprogrammed, reprogramming my mind of how I used to think. Like,
Yeah.
why did I do that? Why did I choose that? Well, how did people like my friends and stuff see something in me that I never seen in myself? I don't see
Yeah.
that. And that's so many of us women, which is what this is still about femininity, guys, which is why it causes us to not be feminine anymore, because now I need you. And femininity is not a neediness.
No.
I can operate in who I am by myself. I don't need anybody. I'm worthy by myself. I don't have to be in a relationship. I can be vulnerable and open and be alone. I don't have
Hmm.
to be with someone.
Right.
I want
For
to talk
sure.
real quick because I got off topic with you when you said something about when you go out or whatever and you see people or whatever, and how you're like, no, I don't want to deal with you, what I'm saying, that type of thing, where you're saying that. And I wanted to talk about, because I actually put a point down here, is how so many, you're aware of your pain, but so many women are unaware that they are walking around in pain. When you are
Hmm.
masculine like that, there is some healing that needs to be done. Maybe you don't know what that is, but there's some healing that needs to be done, because you are not born to be that way. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Right.
naturally that way, but you were taught that way by the world. You were taught that way by your experiences, but that's not who you were born to be. That's not who God said, this is who you're going to be when I send you down to earth. This is who you're going to be. You're going to be this masculine, strong, tough woman that has to take on the world. Like, that's not what it's supposed to be. But that's healing that needs to be done. And the problem that we have is that we, instead of us acknowledging that I'm in pain, acknowledging that I got some shit to work on, what I'm saying? I say I want a man, but for real, like you say you want a man, but you are aware that there's some things you still need to work on. And there's a lot of women that think that another man and they don't have to deal with their stuff. They keep running away from it, but that relationship isn't going to last, because if you're not
Yeah.
operating in your authentic true self, and you can't say that you are, because you're not acknowledging that you were in pain, processing, why did I deal with that for so long? Why did I allow that to happen to me? How can I show up and be better this time? You know what I mean? We just keep
Hmm.
showing up as the same person in every single relationship and expecting different results as the same person. And what we're doing is absorbing the pain. We absorb it within ourselves. And that's where that masculinity comes, is the absorption of the pain. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. Versus the acknowledging that, okay, I can take this a little bit. At the beginning of a relationship, when you start going through stuff, you're like, okay, I could take this right now. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to be okay with that, though, right? And then
Right.
when you get to
Mhm.
that point where you're just like, all right, we're here. I'm not okay with it no more. And if this doesn't change, I'm not going to keep yelling at you about it, right? I'm not going to keep
Yeah.
trying to force you to do something, because we can't change people. I can't change you. I can talk and talk and talk and talk, but you're going to do what you do. And I'm
Mhm.
either going to sit and accept you for the little bit I'm getting from you, you know what I'm saying? And just be good. Or I'm gonna have to walk
Yeah.
away and know that I deserve better, that know that I need better, and that the only way that I will have lasting love to allow me to really be feminine is to have someone that I can submit to, that allows me that safe space to be able to be that
Yeah.
way.
Hmm. For sure. I definitely agree with what you're saying. And I just wanted to say, like, a lot of women, like, I have intuition. I see this man coming up to me and I know, like, yes, feminine energy is about knowing. We have that innate in us. But if it's Oh, if it's every man that you're seeing, you have the same thoughts about, that is where the issue lies,
Mm-hmm.
and what I really like about what you said is, not holding in like your thoughts about what is happening around you, but basically reflecting on it, not just sitting and allowing people to run over you. You sit there, you speak your mind. You don't have to repeat yourself. That's definitely like, if it's one time they ask you to repeat yourself, okay. Two times, that's a little bit of a struggle, but three times, like you said, I ain't gonna keep saying it because I'm beating you over the head now, But I definitely think like these are, what I want to say. Like, I feel like it's steps again to femininity. It's not just gonna be like, I'm flipping a switch. It's
Yes.
supposed to be some sort of balance. It's not just I'm all feminine now. It's I am both. I'm embracing both. And knowing when to turn those on and off. Like, it's not it's not bad if you're in masculine energy. It's just you are more likely going to be more yourself if you're in that feminine energy. Um,
Yes.
I did kind of lose my train of thought right there, but it is what it is.
I was gonna say
There's
that's
so
why it's important to what was gonna say that's why it's important to grow every day. Like that's why it's important to read
That's what I
books.
want to say.
That's why
Hmm.
it's important to watch the YouTube videos. Like how many people are really taking the time to say I want to be better and doing the work at being better? So many people are
Exactly.
just operating in life, working a job, taking care of kids, going to have fun, you know what I'm saying? Just doing regular life stuff. So many people aren't taking the time to learn how can I be better? I want to be better. I don't
Yeah.
want to like with me, last year it was the whole thing. I'm like, I want to stop yelling, but I grew up in a household where my mama yelled every day. It didn't matter what it was. She walked in the household, man, that lady woke up yelling, like, get in there. Like, so it's like, if that's all I
Yeah.
known for 36, I'm 37 now, but she passed on 36. If that's all I know for 36 years, now I have to literally reprogram my mind to say this is not okay. You should not
Right.
have to yell to feel to be heard. And if you do, stop talking. If I feel like I
Mm.
gotta start yelling with you because you're not listening to me, I'm done talking. I don't got nothing else to say to you, right? But
Yeah.
with me, it was like there was normal life. That's what my mama do. So that's what I do. If you not listening to me, I'm in your face and I'm yelling at you. Period. Like what I'm saying. That's just who I
Yeah.
am. And so I was watching Iyanla again yesterday, and she was saying how people um talk, and if they're not being heard, they yell. And when they not being heard, when they yell, they react. They start
Hmm.
fighting because now you're not listening. You're not listening to me. You
Yeah.
don't hear me. So then I
Yeah.
realized, oh, that's probably what my mom, she no one was
Hmm.
listening to her. And I'm not gonna lie, when you yell so much, people stop listening to you, right? T
Hmm.
Stoner can tell you on here, your yelling is normal talk to me at this point. Therefore, you're
Yeah.
not getting no response from me because you always yelling. Right? So no
Exactly.
one's reacting to you. He's like, oh, that's just Dana. That's just who she is, right? But anyway, so
Yeah.
that's just what I'm trying to learn. That's what I was trying to work on last year, which I'm doing better, with learning that you don't have to yell to be heard. I'm still gonna
Exactly.
be spicy. Listen, you know what I mean? But I don't have to raise my voice.
Yes. No,
So it's
yeah.
being
Oh, I'm
aware
sorry.
of who you are. That's it. Like just so many women, so many not women, just people are not taking the time to just learn to be better. And
Hmm.
and how are you just saying, oh, I want to be better? But what are you doing? But what are you
Right.
doing? Right?
Like, I don't
What work
know.
are you
Like,
doing?
what? Yeah. No, that's for sure. You're talking about like protecting your peace. Like, not allowing other people's energy and actions affect how you are acting in the world, how you are
Yes.
being in the world. And that is huge. That is definitely a sign of maturity. And it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It took some time, and sometimes you revert back. But but
It's so hard.
once you learn how other people are with you can pick up on the cues of what is going to happen. And I don't know if this is because I'm like a prophet. It's not like a real thing, but like I can tell what's going to happen. Like it's just so when things like that occurs, I'm just like, nope. Or I say something that will throw it. Like I'm not mad. This is what it is. And I go about my business.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
saves a lot of time, it saves a lot of energy.
Oh,
Relationships get better because they're expecting a fight. They know your buttons. They're
yep.
expect, they're expecting a fight, and you're like, nope,
I'm gonna say I'm
not
good.
today. Yes, because it's like it's not needed. It's one, if you aren't listening, there's no reason for me to try to get louder in order for you to hear what I'm saying, especially if it is someone who is gung ho on not accepting a word that is coming out of your mouth, and basically meaning that they will not relate. They're just stubborn. So when you see these signs, don't fall for it. Don't be like Wildy Coyote and like, oh, I'm falling. Like, no, like say, be the road runner, outsmart it. Okay, that was a weird analogy,
That
but
was nice. No, but it worked. I understood. Uh, Millennials, a lot of other millennials, younger ones ain't gonna understand what you just said. Who was Wile E. Coyote and who was the
they're road
Roadrunner?
runner.
Because I've never heard of them.
I tell you, that was one of my favorite segments. I'm like, what this coyote gonna do now? And I wasn't mad that he didn't get it. I was just like, he's so funny. And how much money he got? He got a lot of resources. Anywho, I was a weird child, but I'm gonna digress. But what I love about this, our conversation is like this the steps to femininity is embracing it,
Yes.
just trying.
Yes.
I found the Empowered 2 article that I was talking about. The first one, basically, she's talking about feminine energy shouldn't have to clash with masculine energy. We talked about the balance. We definitely started tuning it out. That's for sure. Yes. When people yelling constantly, you just like,
Yeah.
oh, you wanted to talk to me? I thought you was just talking to yourself.
I'm
Like,
talking to
for sure. I'm here with you too. Like, oh, I was supposed to be listening. My bad. Rewind that. But yes, balancing. We don't need to, throw out all of our masculine energy. Because how would we relate? I feel like it's needed to relate. Not that we have to be macho or anything. It's just, you know, part of us. We're the rib of a man. Anyhow, the second one, don't be afraid to speak your mind. That is what we've been talking about.
yes.
That's something that is important because if you don't, you're shrinking yourself. How
Mm,
can you flourish in your feminine energy if you're shrinking who you are and the thoughts that, make you you? Not that all your thoughts are going to be correct
yeah.
or
Right.
perfect, but how else are we going to learn? How else are we going to evolve as a people, you know? Um
But really, before we get to the next one, but
oh
really,
yeah.
when with the
There's
speaking,
11, so go ahead and let me
that's
know when
fine.
you want to talk.
With the speaking aspect of it, making sure you're speaking, that you are watching your tone. I mean, I literally mean speaking, right? Not yelling, not cursing out, not
No
because
passive
when you
aggressive.
operating in that way, you not the other person is listening to you. If my man is
Mhm.
yelling at me or talking crazy to me, I don't hear nothing you're saying right now. I'm completely tuning you out. You need to lower your tone and talk to me right, because if you don't, I don't hear you. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yes.
literally you have to speak properly, right? And like
Mhm.
like we just talked about, you have to make sure that you are not letting that other person control you being classy. That, you know what I'm saying? You being classy. I don't care who you are. I will not let you take me out of my character. And I feel like
Right.
I'm getting so mad, I'm gone. I'm walking away. I don't care what you're saying right now. I'm walking away from this because I know me, and I know that I will show out up in here. And the best thing for me to do is walk away from this situation, put a pin in this conversation. That don't mean we done, but that means I can't talk no more because it ain't. We're not getting to where we need to get, and I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So, like you
Yeah.
said, learning how to control how to have a conversation. That's femininity.
Right.
Talking,
Yeah.
being, um, not being soft. You know, what I mean, you can talk normal. You know what I'm saying, but still just talking and
Mhm.
not being disrespectful. Talking. Period.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a problem with this. I really don't like the way you do this. This is really
Right.
bothering me. I've tried to talk to you multiple times. If this does not change, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I know that I cannot keep dealing with this.
Mhm.
Talking.
Yes, yes. And I can't remember one of the things I want to say, but April Mason, she talked about the tone, like you said, like there's a certain tone that she talks to a man. Like her voice gets like extra like
Soft, sensual, and
saucy.
sexy. Baby,
Yes.
come here.
I'd be
Can you
here
do this
for it.
for me? I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
Can you help me out over here? Thank you for that. Can I get your jacket? I'm cold. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Can you pump the gas for me? All right. Thank you for that. I don't know if I could do
Yeah.
that now. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know
That's
either.
it's gonna take some time for me to get to there.
For sure. And I'm like, because sometimes I forget. I just be talking how I want to talk at the time. Like, I don't care who you are, you're going to hear how I talk. Like, I am who I am at the end of the day. However, I sound, that's on you because I sound like something totally different to myself. Okay.
Yeah, but she talked
But
about how you can't talk to a man the same way you talk to a woman. So like
yeah.
me and you talk, we talk normal. You ain't talking to me all sensual and you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You talking
that's
with your normal
weird.
tone. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you
Yeah.
have to talk to a man in a different way. You have to
Mhm.
command him to be softer with you, right?
Yeah.
And if he can't, when you're doing that and he's not allowing that, then that's not the person for you. Because
Right.
this is how I am. This is how I want to be with my man because I want to be soft and submissive with him. Right. I
Mhm.
don't want to get too far off of it because we're almost at the hour and I want you to read the
Oh
rest of
my
them.
goodness. This time's been going by real fast today. Okay. So, that's probably why the other topic just flew out my mind. But if it comes back, it comes back. Okay, so the third one, being open to receiving, we talked about that.
Yes.
That's feminine. That's like, okay, you gonna help me? Okay, I'll let
I'll
you
take
help
it.
me. You held the
Mm-hmm.
door open for me. Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
King, okay, come through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go. King, hit
Um,
him with the king.
lowercase k because capital is for my God. Anywho, I digress. Um, that doesn't have to just be art. Creative
Can
is
you
whatever speaks to
say that
you.
one again? Your thing was going out.
Oh, can you hear me now? Is this
Yeah.
better?
What was that four that you just
Okay.
read?
Express yourself through creative means. And that
Oh,
does not just have to be art, that can be just your way of life. That could be whatever, floats your boat, finds your lost remote. That's to my cousin Ashley. Every time I hear that, I think about her. Anywho, shout out. But yes, like creative means if you're a gardener, you whatever is in your hands, you just are cultivating creativity. Embrace your sexuality. And I think that is very important that, I feel like a lot of our millennials and younger are like, pioneering that. So I don't really want to talk about that too much because, well, there are some people that are probably not so comfortable with that, but, just be who you are. Enjoy what you're doing, enjoy finding what is making you go and what's making significant other go.
I want
But
to hop into that one really,
oh,
really quick.
okay, go ahead.
Because what I want you to know that I don't want you to think that when we're saying embracing your sexuality, that means just go out and have sex with everybody because this is just what you want to do, right? Or because a lot of times a lot of women, because like I said, there's a lot of women that's still healing, so they're using sex to feel love. Well, you're not necessarily embracing your sexuality, then you're using it to feel
Mhm.
something and mask
Yeah.
something. So we don't want to say that. And also, embracing your sexuality doesn't necessarily mean sex. It doesn't mean you have to have sex. It means you being soft, feminine, touchy feely, giving hugs, rubbing an arm, the intimacy stuff aspect of things, being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not just hopping in the bed, being able to rub up on somebody a little bit and say, thank you for that, and being able to touch a man's arm. I appreciate that you did that for me. You know what I'm saying? Something
Yeah.
slight like that. That is embracing your sexuality, not just going out and having sex. Okay. All
I'm
right.
sorry, I hop straight to the bed because I'm like, it's been a while. I'm like,
Okay.
and dive. Okay. 10, 10, 10 all around. Okay. Anywho,
Okay.
but
10, 10,
no,
10. Here you go with these old cartoons.
I'm showing my age. Just kidding. Nobody cares. Anywho, no, that's like real facts. Like I really appreciate you mentioning that because intimacy is part of sexuality. Like it's not just all about having doing the act of sex. Like it's more so of just cultivating that, genuine feel for your significant other. Okay. But I think another part of that is valuing spontaneity and playfulness. So I found that
Oh,
from
yes.
What is Feminine Energy? 6 Ways to Be More Feminine by Shelley Bullard. Sorry, Shelley. But I felt like that is, similar to embracing your sexuality. Like it doesn't always have to be so by the book of what you used to think or what your current experience is on intimacy, what do you call it, interaction with your significant other or even yourself. Like you can be spontaneous with yourself, playful with yourself. That like it's not
Right.
just being in a relationship that you can thrive in that type of feminine energy. Did you want to touch on that?
No, no, you hit
Okay.
you hit that one.
Okay, cool. So, the next one, we got 5 more. Be proud of being a woman. We went into that. I'm so that's something that's happening to me right now. So, that one hit me really big. The next one is become part of a community of like-minded women. So,
Yes.
whether you have a mentor, a lifestyle coach called Amber Nicole, hello, get
Confidence
into it.
coach.
Yes. I keep calling you lifestyle. Perhaps I'm taking off another cap
I'm
on
gonna
your
have to look into that. I'm gonna
you're
have
gonna
to dive into that. Oh, lifestyle. Let me see.
you
That,
know
that
I
sounds like something I might want to get into.
I know I keep calling you that. I don't know why.
Yes, you have.
But it's coming, it's coming. So yes, get into, groups of women that are thinking like on a higher level. Like
Yes.
if you're trying to be a mess, that's easy to find mess, but you have to go and find the people that are going to pour into you, enrich your life. That's really hard to come by nowadays, but there people the people that are interested in the things that you're interested are still out there. You are not alone. We're What social media has taught me is that nobody's experience is unique unless you
Oh
like
yes.
unless something really crazy happened to you like left field, but then I'm sure there's one other person. But anyhow, I
Yeah, let me
digress.
talk about that one really quick.
Okay, go
It's like
ahead.
with me, for as like trying to find friends or trying to get into an environment
Mm,
that cultivates who you are, because
mhm.
what happens is we if we be around people who are, I don't want to say lesser, But I want to say they don't
Mm,
draw out the best of us. How about that? Not lesser, but they
okay.
just don't draw out the
I
best of
like
me.
that.
Those are people that I'm not saying don't be friendly with them, but I'm saying that's not somebody that should be my best friend that I'm with all the time. Because if you're the better one, you're the best friend, you're the one that's always doing better, you're the one who thinks more logically, right? You're the one who is doing the work or all of that. That means you don't have anyone to push you to be better. Me and you all the time, like we hold each other accountable. There's things that we say or whatever. I hold you accountable. Like it's that
Yeah,
you need someone to hold you accountable,
for
and if
sure.
when you don't have that, you are the best one. You are okay with where you at because you're like, I'm doing better than everybody I'm around. Right? Your friend circle
Mm,
isn't pushing you to grow and isn't pushing you to be better. They're pushing you to they're just allowing you to just be who you always been. And that's not
yeah.
growth. That is
Mm-mm.
complacency. That is, I'm just good where I'm at. That's not growth. And you want to be able to grow. And the only way you can do that is get into a new environment. So, like with
Yeah.
me, I'm part of this. I have kids, right? So, I'm part of this. It's called Black Moms of Orlando. And there's a lot of women on there who are have like similar issues like me. They are the business owners, they jobs, whatever, but they're looking for women to partner with, to have friends with, to be community with. You know what I'm saying? I've done events with them, and this is a great group of women. But it pushes me out to be like, well, dang, I kind of want to do what she doing, or she rolled up in this. Like, it makes me want to get better because if I'm gonna be
Yeah.
operating and rolling this circle, I gotta fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But my laptop
Yeah.
is about to die, so you go ahead and tell the rest of them. I gotta go grab my charger.
Okay, but I just gonna say like that example is reminding me of Pastor Michael Todd saying wood is like the friend circle that is, just keeping you at the same um cycle of life. It's not sharpening you, it's actually dulling your blade if you are the axe, so that I can't remember what sermon that was in, but that is like a very good depiction of why it is important to be in a community of like-minded women. Just because it helps push you forward, like Amber was mentioning. So 8 is find routines that help you feel grounded and take the time to reflect. So we definitely, want to make sure that you're reflecting on what it is that you're going through and like learning the steps to change your life. They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting new results, and that woke me up. That helped me get out of my little cycle. um and you find just different things like the group that you just mentioned, Moms of
Mhm.
Orlando, like that
Right,
is a there will be activities or new relationships that will bring out different things for you to start incorporating in your life, whether it's outings or Bible verses that are being sent back and forth. Like if that's
right,
something that you're actively like participating in, that will change parts of your life. Not
right,
everything, but
right,
it's a start. You got to start somewhere and really try to figure out how to apply it to your life.
right.
Anything you want to say about that one?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
9. We got 3 more. I'm gonna go quick. Reclaim your own beauty. Don't
Oh,
let the standards of society, the standards of these dudes out here make you think that you are not beautiful. Okay? If
because it is. We live in a season of Instagram models.
that are some of them are not natural. Okay, they're
Oh
not
my
gonna
god,
look
I
like
was actually just looking at a girl. She did a I'm not gonna put her name out there though. You know, they see her on Instagram. But she did she did the little 10-year challenge, and 10 years ago she had like rock hard abs. It was like, okay, she got nice abs. And then you see her now and she still has a flat stomach, but you can tell she got work done. You can tell that she
um,
her stomach has been flattened, it's been stretched. Everything that all the rest of the Instagram models is doing. There's very few of them that's really women. I'm just being honest. I'm not hating. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of them that got that pay for their bodies. They don't actually put the work in to be better. They pay
Yeah.
to look better, right? So we live in this society of Instagram models. Everybody, you got to be pretty, but oh my God, if what does what Drake say? If pretty don't come with something, then I'm dead in it or something like that.
Girl, I can't tell you. I'm not that caught up.
Oh, he was like, yeah, he said something about like pretty. If pretty don't come with something, then I'm dead in it. Someone was like, those not his exact words, but basically what he's
Mm,
saying is that he clearly has learned that I'm going after all these pretty women, and some of these pretty women got ugly insides. Or some of these
mm,
pretty women are not very intellectual. Some of these pretty women are very shallow. So yeah, you look great and you some great arm candy, but
yeah.
yeah. So I love that you said embracing your femininity, and the reason why I didn't say that to hate on any woman. I said that to say it is okay for you to look exactly how God made you look. God said you are fearfully and wonderfully made. There was no mistake for him for you to look the way you look. You are supposed to look exactly how you look.
For
Exactly who you
sure.
are is who you're supposed to be. Whatever that is, whatever skin color you have, whatever nationality you are, whether you're tall, short, chunky, thicker or whatever, or skinny and slim, like whatever it is that you're supposed to be that way. Now
For sure.
healthily, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to be healthy, but I'm saying there's no one all beauty. We are supposed to
Mhm.
look different. So, and you need to learn
Yeah.
how to operate in who you are, exactly how God made you.
Right.
Period. Not trying to be who society wants you to be. God, I want the best of who you want me to be and who you made me be, not who this world said I should be.
Exactly. And I just wanted to touch like Amber said, like if you want to get surgery, go right ahead. Like it's
Oh
your
yeah.
life. Do you. Like but when you before you go on that table and after you go on that table, just embrace what you look like. Like love yourself and your beauty. Like as
Yes.
we age, we're going to start to look different. Like, of course,
Yes.
black don't crack because people say, "Oh, I thought you was 23." Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. But
I get
like,
20s all the time too. Like I'm closer to 40, sir. Closer to 40.
yes, yes, I'm loving it. But it's like, even if you are of a different ethnicity and you might so like my hands, I'm noticing they're starting to wrinkle. I'm like, oh my gosh, whose hands are these? That like you just love every bit of you because we're supposed to be changing. Like we're not gonna stay kids for long. If you have kids, your stomach it could get back down, but it's gonna take some work.
Got
And
to
if
do the
you go
work.
get if you yes, if you do the work, you'll see the results. If you go get surgery, you'll see results. Like just enjoy your body. We have one body, and if somebody mess up, that's your life. But anywho, now I'm going down the wrong road. Okay, I'm backing up. I yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that offline. Anywho, oh, and another thing, like experiment. Like I'm gonna say, like experiment with your clothing. You don't have to have that same um it's accentuation. Like your body is different for a reason, and you can dress it any kind of way. You don't have to do the same makeup looks that you see on YouTube. You experiment because be creative. That's part of femininity. Just bring yourself to the world. The world
Yes.
needs you. That's why you were made. Okay.
Yes, and you don't know what you really like until you start experimenting things that you maybe you said, I don't think I would like that. Well, have you tried
Mhm.
it? No. Okay, well then maybe you should try it. Now I'm not saying jumping out of plane and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but I'm saying like you talked about the clothes you wear, experiences, trying new foods, you know what I'm saying, getting in different environments that maybe you never been in before. For me, I was a
Mhm.
hood baby, so I loved being around people that was like that, right? You know what I'm saying? But that didn't get me nowhere. It
We
didn't
got love
push
for
me
the
to be
hood.
better, right? It didn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't somewhere that it was more the place that I can go to have fun, but it's unsafe. But at the same time, I realized that I need to experience being around more sophisticated classier women,
Mm,
men, because that's where I wanted to be. I'm there now, but you know what I'm saying, I didn't know that all the time. You know what I mean? These are things that I had to learn based on my growth, based on me becoming better, based on me learning how to operate more in my femininity and learning who I am, and truly focusing on being 100% authentic, not trying to follow a crowd, not trying to be like anybody else. I never try to be like anybody else, by the way. I think that's just how God made me. I've never been a follow the crowd person. I was always the standout, the weird,
Capricorn.
the not very many friends. I didn't care that much. But so I just never been that. I've always now there was a time where I didn't like my authentic self, but I never try to follow
Mm,
to be like anybody. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm
yeah,
at the space where obviously I love who I am, of course, but I'm still not a follower. I don't care what these Instagram
yeah.
people is wearing. I don't care who got the hottest shoes on. I never know all the songs. I never know what the best clothes are and the Balenciagas and the cars. And I don't keep up with that because I'm literally just operating out of my authentic self and what I like and what I love. I'm not trying to follow the rest of the world and look like everybody else and have a Coke bottle shape. And I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to be Amber Nicole. I don't want to be nobody else but me.
Right, right. Definitely. I love that embracing your identity. And, I like sometimes, it's okay to embrace the trends. Trends come, they go, they come back. So, if
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to jump on the boat now, go ahead. But,
If I
I
like it, I'll wear it. Yeah. Facts.
exactly, just don't get it because you're like, oh, so and so got it. So now I need to get it. Anywho, I just want to say another great example. Like if you're like, well, who embraces their beauty? One, I'll give you two examples. One is Rihanna. Rihanna will. They have that trend on social media talking about she will get whatever's ugly and make it fashion or make it hot. Da 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 da. Because she owns who she is. She comes forth as I'm Rihanna, bitch. Like it is what it
This is
is.
me.
Um, Another person that I truly, truly adore is Tracy Ellis Ross. Her fashion
She
is
is
her
totally her.
personality. And I love that it's coming out and we get to see more and experience her black girl magic because for she wasn't very front running in my world. I was all Beyonce and
She
Rihanna and
wasn't.
yeah. So now with Instagram, I really appreciate her just being who she is. Her essence is her the way she carries herself
She's very
is
classy.
everything.
Funny.
It's everything for me. I don't know why that's making me emotional. So I guess I'm in my feminine energy chant like just her embracing her own feminine energy is making me embrace it, or if it's this Malbec, I don't know.
Let it
But
out, girl. It's what we supposed we
yes, that is
authenticity, right?
yes, it's very beautiful to witness, especially her most recent post, just her dancing. I love when she dances. She's so cute. Anywho, 10, reconnect with your body. So that's like your well-being, your mental and spiritual well-being, just really taking the time to connect with you. Am I okay? Do I want to cry? Am I angry? Yeah. Like just just be who you are in the moment. No, don't project on other people, but just
Right. That's
let
what a lot
them
of people are
know.
doing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Let them know this is what I'm experiencing, and that's being transparent. And Coach Amber discussed earlier, like that is important. It's not a sign of weakness telling people how you feel, being vulnerable with your emotions, and aligning your spirit with your mental health. Like it's important to take care of. Did you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I wanted to talk with that is with that's why meditation has is so important with me. My
Mhm.
meditation time, prayer and meditation time is my time to sit with me,
Yeah.
to process what's happening with me, how am I feeling, to make sure I'm starting the day in a positive mood, that I'm starting the day feeling good, taking care of myself first, not picking up my phone. I'm very intentional about not touching my phone. I touch my phone to turn the alarm off because it wake me up in the morning, right? That's it. I touch my phone, turn
Yeah.
my alarm off, and then I set it to the side. Oh, and then I turn it on again to for my timer. Like, okay, I'm gonna do a 10-minute meditation. I'm gonna do a 20-minute meditation, whatever, however
Yeah.
long I feel like doing it at the time. But other than that, I'm not hopping on Instagram. I'm not looking at my emails. I'm not trying to see who texts me. I'm not trying to look at my phone. I'm not giving my time, my energy at the beginning of the day to nobody. Like, I'm giving it
Yes.
to me and God. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That is self care. Self
Hmm.
care is choosing to take care of you first.
Yeah.
And I've been very, very intentional about doing that the last 3 years. When I first started, it was like every other day, but now I do it every day. Like, there's not a day that goes by that I don't meditate, even if it's just for 5 minutes of me just sitting and just taking in whatever's happening. I do it for those 5 minutes. I make sure that I'm taking care of me, taking care of
Yeah.
my mind, my spiritual, my body, being okay with, or even getting in the what I want to say. I've also started doing, and I think you might have talked about this maybe a while back, but looking in the mirror, like before I get in the shower as I'm naked, and embracing what I look like.
Hmm.
What I look like, giving myself kisses. I love you. You have a
Oh,
beautiful body.
big
You look
hugs.
amazing right now. Giving
Yeah.
yourself hugs. I do that too. Just talking to myself and just telling myself how much I love me, because the world would may look at me sometimes and may say, they'll make me not feel like I should be lovable, because I
Hmm.
got I got a muffin top a little bit. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
Yeah.
got no flat stomach out here. My boobs ain't sitting up straight. I done had 3 kids, so they not sitting up nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So that push up bra will be doing a lot of help for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you, Victoria's Secret.
thank you, whoever made them. I love them. So like, I'm embracing every aspects of me. The
Yes.
stretch marks that I have. I don't have many. God's blessed me to only have just a small amount around my belly button, but I don't have a bunch of stretch marks. So I've gotten lucky
Oh
with that
God,
aspect.
God loves you.
But just embracing me, who I
Yeah.
am, my body, and taking care of me. And then also, like you said, with the um eating healthy, working out, you know what I'm saying, going
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
getting our checkups, me at the OBGYN,
Hmm.
um taking care, like, the what I've learned also in that aspect is that what do I want to say? Oh, eating. What I've learned with the eating aspect is, like, if you're having a lot of issues with smell, I'm sorry, it's just because we're here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. If you're having a lot of issues with your scent, a lot of times that comes with the food that you are eating. If you eat a lot of
Mm.
processed food, Popeyes and Chick-fil-A and all of that stuff, that comes out of you. You are putting that in you, it's coming out in you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So,
Mm.
and then obviously, if you like sleeping with a man and your pH balance is off or whatever, but that's not just it. It's also in the food that you eat. So if you're not eating healthy foods on a consistent basis, you're not drinking water, you're not eating fruits and vegetables, then you ain't gonna smell the best. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of taking care of yourself.
Yep.
Taking care of yourself means I love me. I'm operating in
Mhm.
my feminine natural self, and I love who I am, and I'm going to take care of myself because nobody's going to take care of me better than anybody else. And if
Yeah,
I don't take care of me, then how can I expect someone else to come in and take care of me when I don't even do it for me? So yeah.
that part. I just want to say real quick, once this is for, the advanced people who are like already looking in the mirror, like, I love you, boo, like, bitch, you my boo, like Beyonce,
Hey, right, right, right.
and you got to pour into yourself.
Walking past the mirror like, dang, you fine.
Twerk a little. Okay, anywho, I'm digressing, but lean into the mirror. Go closer to the mirror so where you can see your face in both of your pupils. You see your face in the mirror, you see your face in both of your pupils. And basically, it's like you talking to you up close. It's very intimate. It'll feel real weird at first,
Yes.
but I'm telling you, when you start like speaking positivity to yourself and affirmations that close, and you're seeing you in multiple, how like perspectives, it is like it touches your soul. Like I don't know if you've tried this yet, Amber, but for me that it's been everything. I'd be like, yes, girl, you beautiful, girl, the money is coming, girl. If these dudes don't see how beautiful and how wonderful you are, them,
Yes, period. Yes.
because you are special, you are rare, you are precious, and it's something that we don't hear often, especially if you're single. People aren't really, they'll give you compliments, yes, but if you're not hearing them, you're just reading them, it's not gonna really um sink in. So if
Because
you're telling
women
me,
learn who they are through their ears. They process love through their ears, which is why
mhm,
it's important to affirm yourself. What you're saying you were doing, what I said I was doing. I'm affirming me.
yeah,
I'm saying you're beautiful. I love your body. Why? Like,
mhm,
you know what I mean? I'm affirming myself. And it's just
yeah,
something that you have, that so many women we don't do. I'm just jumping in the shower and
mhm,
moving. No.
exactly,
Sit and affirm yourself. It takes work.
mhm,
So the women, so I hate to say this, but women like us is a rarity. And
mhm,
and we're doing this so that we can get more women to understand the importance of it. It is
yeah,
important to affirm yourself, not waiting for the world to validate you, not waiting for a man to tell you you're beautiful, not waiting for your daddy, your mama, anybody else on the outside world. I want you to affirm who you are. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am worthy. I deserve God's best for me, and believe it. And after you say it so many times, you do start believing it. But when
you
you first
do,
start saying this, like you said, it's gonna feel weird to sit and look at yourself in the mirror and ew, and you're gonna point out every bad flaw. Oh, why is my stomach so fat? You're gonna be pulling
hold it,
stuff like,
yep,
sis, don't do it.
don't
I
do it,
am beautiful. Because when you start being okay with where you are, then you
mhm,
can move to be better. But if you're only focusing on the bad stuff, you're missing out on everything that's amazing about you.
yeah, yep. And like you're tearing yourself down because you don't think of yourself on a high standard, and that's something that is not okay. And you should know that you're your number one fan before anybody else, because no one will believe you until it happens. Anywho, um, the last one is, or there's two more. Connect with your nature or natural elements. With your nature, excuse me. Connect with nature or natural elements. I can read, you guys. Anywho, the last one is evolve. Don't
Mm.
just, stay in the same cycle. What I love is Jonathan McReynolds' song Cycle. That song, oh my goodness. I was like, oh, he's talking about me.
I
Ouch.
don't think
But
I've heard that song.
oh, let me.
I'm
I
gonna have to
gotta
look on it, look
make
it
sure
up.
I write that down. But yes, it's basically, the devil keeps you in that same cycle because he's learning from your mistakes, but you're not. You're still making the same mistakes. You're still, tearing yourself down, thinking you're not worthy, as Coach Amber has been saying. And the God wants you to know you are worthy. You can break out of these cycles by learning from your mistakes, giving yourself grace and forgiveness for, maybe it took you a while. Maybe you're 35 listening to this and you're like, dang, I'm still, struggling with my finances. I'm still struggling with making friends or keeping friends, or I tear myself down. Like, that's okay. You didn't know better. Now that you do, you got to do better. So
Yeah.
evolve can occur in many different aspects of life, and sometimes you just got to take one step at a time, and if that means one area of your life you want to focus on, okay, the rest will follow.
Yeah, my life coach always said, "Okay, you're always speaking so negatively about me. Oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I'm not here. Oh, I don't do this. Like I'm speaking all the bad things about myself." She was like, "How is that working for you? How's it
It's
working
not.
for you? Is it helping you? Is it making you feel better about yourself? She was like, so if you know this now that you're saying all these things and it's not working for you, why it's time to try
Yeah.
something different. Because like you said with the insanity thing, you've been doing this for so long and it's getting you nowhere. Try the other way. Try
Yeah.
affirming who you are. Try talking about how beautiful you are. Try telling yourself, I'm worthy. I'm capable of this. I know I can do this. Giving yourself grace, like you just said. And grace just means allowing yourself to make mistakes. I know I'm going to make a mistake, but getting your, as long as I'm aware and I'm fixing it and I'm getting back up, right? I'm not going to be
Yeah.
perfect. I'm human.
Enjoy the
I'm
journey.
enjoy the process of growth, the flaws, the
Mhm.
mistakes. I talked about how we talked about weakness within masculinity, weakness, how strong I always had. But I've said before, like this last year, I've cried so much than I've ever cried in my life.
Mm.
And obviously, some of those had to do with losses that I've took, but some of them had to do with me just learning who I am and allowing me to be okay with me. So that was the sit
Yes.
yourself with me when I'm in meditation time. I do have a sensitive interior and just being okay with that. That's just who I am. You're going to
Yeah.
have to work to get there. But at the same time, I do have that inside of me and allow my sensitivity to show up and be okay with it and cry it out. I need to cry in this moment in the shower. If I need to cry instead of holding it in, let it
Yeah.
out. Why am I holding it in? So that's the evolution. The evolution is learning that what I'm doing for me doesn't work anymore. It may have worked for me in a season of survival, but if I want to thrive and be my best self, be the best version of me, like we talked, like you said, I only get one life, I only get
Yeah.
one body, I don't get to do this again. Therefore, I need to evolve and work at being the best version of me. And the only way I can do that is by reading books, getting the therapy, you know what I'm saying, doing all that.
Mhm.
So evolving is so important in being feminine, because when you evolve, you learn how important it is to be authentic
Yeah.
and loving and caring and warm and soft, and and that is me. I've admitted I'm me. I'm so touchy feely and like touching, and you know what I mean. I didn't used to be that way,
Yeah.
but I've
Hmm.
become that way because now
Yeah.
I'm allowing myself to operate in who I'm naturally supposed to be.
Hmm. And I actually have a question for you. So, as you're evolving, this will be, a wrap up.
Okay, okay.
Um, as you're evolving, did you ever get a sense of embarrassment? Like, were you ever trying something new and you're like, ooh, that felt weird, or I'm embarrassed because that didn't go how I wanted it to go, or, just
Let me think
freaking
about
out?
that. Hmm. Has there ever been a sense of embarrassment?
Because I'm gonna say I can't think of like good examples right now, but I have lately I've been feeling embarrassed and I don't like it. I don't know if this is
What are
a
you getting
humbling
embarrassed about
moment.
though?
That's what I wish I had an example. But okay, so I'll say like an awkward, embarrassing moment is like I'm trying to help someone, but they reject my help. That
Okay.
makes me a little embarrassed and awkward. Like, what do you do? I don't know. I'm like stuck. And I have another one, but I just can't think of it right now. But that one, um it's like, okay, I'm trying to step out of what I would do, like leaving you alone, but now I'm trying to help you, and now you don't want my help, and I'm confused. Like that's a
Yes.
little embarrassing because especially when you stuck, you're like, okay, I'm still here. Let me move.
Yeah. So what I get what okay, so that's part of the four agreements. So part of the four agreements is not taking things personal. So when you get
Mm,
embarrassed, it's because I'm taking it personal. I'm taking it that they're doing this to me, something. And really, that's just who they are. And it probably didn't matter who came and did it. They probably would have responded the
yeah,
same way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
one of the four agreements is don't take things personal. How someone treats you, how they respond to you has absolutely nothing to do with who you are and everything to do with who they are and what their character is. So when you
yeah,
finally get to a space where you don't take things personal, I'm not saying you're never going to get embarrassed, but you know what I'm saying? it lessens that because you're just like, oh, okay, well, I tried, it's all good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I was more
mhm.
embarrassed because I got stuck. I was like, what do
You
I
had to
do?
sit there when they rejected you, like, oh, you rejected me, and now I got to sit and look at you. I can't just walk away and be like, oh, okay, Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's totally understandable. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have been embarrassed in something like that because now I'm awkward that I really got to sit around you right now. But at the same
Yeah.
time, just I would say to you, like I said, just that's them. I'm not gonna take this on because because I gotta sit here with you, I can't take this feeling on. You know that one of those things. I'm not
Yeah.
about to take this embarrassing feeling on because I gotta sit here with you. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna act like that didn't just happen.
Okay. I got to work on that.
Yeah. So thank
But
you
it was good
guys
to
for
go.
listening to this hour and a half episode.
Thank you
But
so
this was
much.
it was so needed. Like we needed it. And we're definitely going to be having more conversations about this where we're giving more tips and helping because we genuinely want women to learn how to operate in their femininity even when they're being done wrong, right? Learning how to walk away when things aren't working for them,
Right.
learning how to be put themselves in environments that cultivates who they are, that cultivates them to be the best version of themselves, and
Mhm.
learning that it's okay to leave old things and shed the new. You're never going to find the beauty in you until you shed the old things that no longer serve you, and you can't shed the
Yeah.
old things while you keep on holding on to them. You have to literally let that person go. I'm not there anymore. I've learned to grow and be better. So this is a conversation that needs to be had. We're going to do this monthly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do
I
this.
just
We're
hope
going to
we
do
get
this
to practice it because
huh?
COVID, I was like, I want to practice it on like guys.
Yeah, right. I want to practice my femininity.
Hey,
I mean, I don't want to just talk
how
about it. I want to
you?
show him that I know how to be feminine, right? Yes.
Right.
Yes. So, but thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. If
Yes,
you have
we
not
do.
listened to the past episodes, is this 5? I think this is
Yes.
5. Yeah. If you have
5.
not listened to the last 4 episodes, go back and listen to the last 4 episodes of Speaking in the Spirit because we spoke about a lot of things, and these are things
Yes.
that's happening in the world today, in the culture today, and people need to hear it. And we are here to help you grow and be the best version of you. All right. So good
Yes.
night.
Well, make sure that you write in the
Prayer. We
comments,
want
you
to say a prayer too.
subscribe. Oh, yes. And if there's something that you want to talk about, but you were like not wanting, you want to be anonymous, please
Mm.
submit your comment to speakinginthespirit@gmail.com. That is
Oh yeah.
speaking in the spirit @gmail.com. We'll probably put it in the captions. But yes,
Yes.
again, we want to say thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you, especially for our one person that rode with us from the beginning.
Hey, she loyal. She loyal. She loyal.
Yes. You my best friend now. I don't care. Oh, and prayer. Sorry. I just want to say a little prayer.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pray.
Okay.
Um, Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on our minds today. Lord, we thank you for being able to speak to your women today, letting them know how important they are to you, letting them know how much they need to turn off the masculinity and turn back onto the natural version of themselves, Lord, how much it would serve them better, Lord. Lord, we ask that you come to us and that you help us be the best versions of ourselves, and that everyone that can hear the sound of my voice, that they do the work in healing the brokenness that they have inside of them, even if they're not aware of it. Lord, I ask that this podcast allows them to see and become aware of the things that they have been hiding for so long, Lord. I thank you for our listeners and them just being able to be here with us, Lord. And I pray that they get the healing they need, that they find the relationships that will serve them, that lets them operate in their pure femininity, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray.
In Jesus'
Amen.
name. Amen.
All right, guys.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I feel
Amen.
like you're gonna be a preacher too.
In the name of
Taking me to
Jesus.
church.
And
You
we
be taking
out.
me to church. Yeah.